Chapter 10. The Stabilization Phase. Forever Governance. Once the crisis machine has absorbed enough nations into its web, the network no longer operates in reactive mode. It doesn't wait for disasters. It designs them. It doesn't fear instability. It manages it like a crop. This is where empire stops expanding outward and starts perfecting the balance within, the logic of perpetual equilibrium. The network's prime directive in this phase is simple. No node becomes too strong, lest it break free. No node becomes too weak, lest it drag others down. To achieve this, the system learns to engineer both relief and disaster on a schedule that looks random from the outside but is meticulously orchestrated. Think of it as giving one region a booming harvest while another struggles with drought, delivering infrastructure grants to a nation while quietly cutting their access to critical trade routes, propping up an economy with currency stabilization while slowly strangling its export capacity. Every adjustment is small enough to be written off as natural or market-driven, but together they keep the entire lattice locked in tension. Tools of the forever state. By this stage, the toolkit is fully integrated. Geoengineered weather, rain, drought, and temperature swings used like levers to tweak agricultural output and disaster frequency. Algorithmic commodities markets. Artificially adjusting prices to redistribute resources without overt sanctions or subsidies. Behavioral regulation. Targeted psychological operations, keeping populations divided just enough to prevent coordinated resistance. Digital choke points. Automated systems that can slow, divert, or accelerate shipping, banking, or communication at will. The system isn't guessing anymore. It's playing an instrument it built itself. Invisible governance. What makes this phase so insidious is that it requires no formal government, no dictator, no public face to target. Instead, governance is distributed across AI-driven resource allocation algorithms, predictive policing systems, energy grid balancing operations. Financial. Settlement platforms. Every lever is automated, with human oversight reduced to rubber-stamping outputs. The empire becomes a process, not a person. Crisis as a renewable resource. By now, the machine treats crisis the way a farmer treats rainfall, as something to be managed for optimal yield. Too much disaster, and the population becomes unproductive and unpredictable. Too little, and they grow complacent and start asking dangerous questions. The art is in the ebb and flow. A near flood here, a manageable heat wave there, an economic dip timed just before an election, followed by a recovery that feels earned. The people believe they are enduring the chaos of an unpredictable world, when in truth, they are living inside a metronome of managed turbulence. The end of history, sort of. This phase achieves what no previous empire could. No borders to defend, no colonies to administer, no capital to overthrow. Instead, the empire is a global nervous system, a control grid that stretches over every nation, regulating them the way a thermostat regulates temperature. It doesn't end wars, famines, or disasters. It doses them out in just the right proportions to keep every node stable, dependent, and incapable of revolt. Why you can't see the bars. The most dangerous prisons are the ones that keep you fed, sheltered, and distracted. By the stabilization phase, the network has achieved forever governance, a state where every person alive is inside the system, yet most will never believe it exists, because the disasters feel natural, because the recoveries feel like progress, because the chains are made of necessity, not steel. If Chapter 9 was about expansion, Chapter 10 is about permanence. This is the point where, for all practical purposes, the game is over, unless someone can force the system into a disruption it didn't design.